Hello and welcome back to another review where today's model is the Accurascale Class 37 in Rail Operations Group livery. I've been waiting a very long time for this model, so let's get into the review. Here we have it then, the all-new Accurascale Class 37 in Rail Operations Group livery. This model is very detailed, especially around the bogie areas, so let's get on to the details. So obviously the first thing that you're going to see with this model is the very striking livery, which is actually the Europhoenix livery, but it's got Rail Operations Group branding on it. So starting off with this end, the fan end, also known as the number one end, it's got just a little Europhoenix decal just there. It's got the nose grills, which is a longer one and a shorter one, and then you've got your, I believe they're like electrical or it's emergency something thing. Just near the door in the middle, you've got a very nicely printed Andromeda nameplate. This thing is called Andromeda. I think it's a star constellation. Just under the centre grills, and there's three of those, you have the Rail Operations Group logo. It's their logo, which is very nicely printed actually, and there's no problems with that. There's no chipping yet. And then on the number two end is where the main part of the livery is. You've got the absolutely massive Phoenix, which is in red for the centre. Then you've got the silver outline of the Phoenix, and then you've got kind of a lighter silver showing its wings, that kind of middle part showing fire, because we all know what Phoenixes are. On this end, you've got the number 37608. Now then, bogies, very detailed bogies on this model. Starting off with the number one end, the fan end again, you've got the yellow hubcaps, which actually have BR Timken printed onto them. You've got the steps with actual texturing, I guess, and just next to those you have a very, very nice feature, the chassis chain, I think that's called, or is it the brakes? It's either to connect the bogies to the chassis or the brakes to, obviously, for them to be braking. Just moving the camera over here so I can point it down a bit more and get a little bit of zoom. You can just about see them. They're very nice. Very nice fine scale ones. I've got a new Bachmann one, and let's just say they're a bit bloody chunky. Moving back over to this end then, the non-fan end, number two end, is where the speedometer is for this side, which is there. It's got painted orange, and that just goes onto the hubcap, which will link to a thing that goes into it, and then it spins, and then it calculates that. You've got the same stuff, another brake chain. That's for all bogies, by the way. You've got the sand boxes. No, you haven't got sand boxes. There's sand pipes down there, just in there. I've actually broken those off. So yeah, you've got the springs, the suspension, coils, that's a better word. They're painted in red, which just gives a very nice contrast on the black bogies. Now then, I know the Class 37s do have all these different bogies and stuff to cast, and the other ones. I don't know which one these have, but if I was to take a guess, it will be the CP7, which are the re-geared ones, which allow them to run at 90 miles an hour, just because this is a completely rebuilt Class 37, so I'd say they are the CP7 bogies. But don't take my word for that, they could be the cast ones. But yes, that's really it for the bogies. More details for this model, you've got the cantrail grills. Just there, I believe they're the top ones. I've just been reading stuff on Rails of Sheffield's website. It's a cantrail grills, and I believe that they're that. Yeah, so they're there. The grills are very nice and realistic. Very fine scale. I believe they're just moulded in to the body, which is impressive to have them look like that. Moving on to the centre, you've got your electrical overhead warning symbol, meaning that the orange line, you can't put your hand over that, otherwise you get electrocuted. Moving down the model, you've got the door. It's very nice, and there is something absolutely amazing about this door. It's got the kick plates on them, which are actually etched, and they have absolutely fantastic detail onto them. Let's see if I can. The camera's struggling. No, I can't. How about there? Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's better. You can see that they've actually got the pattern on them, which is very, very nice. Apparently they're made from like medical grade steel or something like that. So medical grade is just a way of making them sound fancier. But yes, they're there and very detailed, and I like it. Moving back to the middle, you've got two fuel tanks in total. You've got one there, and one there. That one has the gauge, which has a decal which is set to full. You don't want an empty fuel tank, otherwise you're not going anywhere. So yeah, that's really it for that side. I believe it's pretty much identical for the other. Let's just pick this model up. Gotta be very careful with all the detail it's got about what you touch, especially around the bogies, because there's a lot of separately fitted parts onto that. So then, here we have the other side, which is just basically the same. Would you look at that? Except for the numbers at the same side, and the fans. The numbers now on the fan end. That's basically the only difference. Also, another little thing about this model is that you may have noticed it only has one window for the engine room area. That's because the other one's been plated over for some reason. Most other 37s have two of them. But let me look at my other one. One there and one about, I'd say there. That's the one that's been plated over. So that's something that was done originally, a DRS locomotive, I believe this one was. So that's been done for reasons, I guess. Maybe it wasn't important, save weight or something like that. So let's move on to the roof area of this model now. So here we have the roof of this model. It's a very nice roof, very finely detailed, and there's a special feature which I'll get onto soon. So looking at the fan area, it's got a very nice red painted fan, which is what they actually are painted as, and then you've got a very finely etched grille along there. Then you've got the support structure across there. So obviously with this one you've got the two exhausts just there, they're vertically placed. Then here you've got the hatches that open, I don't know what they do, and then you've got just like little handles, they're all separately fitted and whatnot. So on earlier models of the 37, just here would be the boiler port, which has been plated over because they don't use steam heating anymore, that's why. But yeah, you've got a lot of welding lines, but well, it's actually a riveted roof, so that's interesting. You've got more riveting around the fan area, just there, putting the fan in place, and then you've got more riveting along the middle of the locomotive. Now, moving on to the very special feature that this model has. It has a magnetic roof. Yes, magnetic. So if I just get my finger, make sure not to... Oh, I'm doing the thing that I didn't... Oh my god, come here. Doing the thing that I didn't want. I got the wrong... Can't get it off. I'll get it off one day. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm having a bit of technical difficulties. Can I like slide it off? No, I can't. Oh, come on. Please. Let me stand up, let me try the other side. There we go, I've got it. There you go. That just comes off like that. Now you've got yourself a chunk of a 37 roof. And now you can see the inside of this thing, and it's a beast. The speaker takes up the majority of the space in the locomotive. Obviously you've got the motor and stuff underneath it. There's your speaker, the Accurascale speaker. Mine's factory fitted, but you can buy them for about 20 quid, which I'd say isn't bad for what kind of sound they produce. It's amazing. We'll get onto that later. Here you've got yourself a Locksound V5 decoder. It's Locksound special recording for Accurascale, so very high quality stuff. You may notice these little things, clips they're called. You can buy those for about £1.20. They just keep the speaker in place. That's all they do. And then you've got other stuff. So I think this is a really nice feature just for maintenance fitting of decoders as well, the magnetic roof. Most Accurascale models do have these. My 92 does not. But yeah, diesels is the big part of that. So yeah, the diesels have the magnetic roof. 66 is getting these too. So yeah, that's that feature. And then it just snaps back into place like so, and you never know it's there. That's one thing that I do like about it. You don't know it's there. It's very flush, with the rest of the line, the rest of the detailing. If you're an owner of these, you obviously know it's there, but you won't if you're looking at it. So here we have the front of this locomotive. As I said before, this is a Class 37/6 model, meaning most of the stroke 6 family do have the Y-pack headlight clusters, which just basically means it's got a marker headlight red. That's basically what that means. This has the flush nose. You can get stroke 4 ones with the Y-pack headlight clusters, but they still have the domino head code plated over with no lights. It's just a complete plate. So detailing on the front of this nose, it's got quite a lot for a nose actually. Let me zoom out a little bit there. Just above the 2 clusters you do have lamp brackets. You have more overhead line warning symbols, and then down here you've got 2 oval buffers. No, they're not oval, they're square. Square buffers, which are picked out in a very nice silver. The Rail Operations Group do like painting their stuff silver. In the centre, you've got 2 connections. Where before it went to Rail Operations Group, it actually only used to have 1 when it was Europhoenix. Just above the right-hand side, cluster, you've got the number 37608, and just above there, you've got 2 grills, which are where the horns are actually. So there in the nose. You can also get roof mounted ones, which is just above here. On top of the nose you've got yourself a little antenna. It's a very nice antenna. Not all 37s have one of those. So if I can just get the camera to focus on the top, which I can't, apparently it's moving closer, then it'll focus on the top. There we go. So just above here you've got another headlight. This is just one on top. Don't know why it's there, don't know why they decided to put it there really, but they did. So this model has reinforced windscreens, which means the rim of the windscreen is just a little bit thicker, and the glass is also thicker itself. Obviously we've got plastic in this, not actual glass. It's very nice prism-free glazing for the windows. Some people have been having a few issues with the glazing falling out. Luckily, I've ordered from the retailers, so I've not had a problem with that. Apparently, it's the ones that went direct to Accurascale that had the problem, so that's kind of ironic, really. So yeah, it's very nice glazing, very realistic. That's really it for the exterior of the model, and the interior. I had a little look at the interior. It's the same for the other side. So let's move on to its DCC functions. So I now have the Accurascale Class 37 down on the track. This thing has a lot of features, so let's get through these quickly. So starting off with the usual, function 0, turning on the directional lighting. And there it all is. So one thing that I do like about this is that the headlight comes on first, then it's the top headlight, and then it's the headlight, and then it's 2 marker lights. But there is another feature that I do like about this one. You switch direction. The red lights are actually delayed coming on, so they're on now, you can barely see those, but they are on and they are delayed. They come on after you switch, after the main headlights get switched on. So I'll continue with the lighting features because there is quite a few of them. Moving on to function 8, or 18 actually, that turns off the headlamp, leaving just the markers and the top headlight on, and then you turn that back on, and then that comes back on. Function 17 turns off the tail lamps, and they're off. You can barely see those, but they are coming on and off. Now then, function 20 turns on the cab light, which fades on and off. There you go. So you can see all of that beautiful detail inside of the cab. Turning that back off then. Function 21 is engine room lighting. You can see just in the rear the lights come on. All you can see is the stay alive capacitor. There's no engine detail, so let's turn that back off. Function 22 is the night lights, which just switches the headlamp to the right hand side instead of the left hand side. There you go, all driver's side and non-driver's side, and just switch that back on like so. Now then, function 23 turns on the depot lights, which is just the marker lights. There's no top headlight this time. And then switching that back on just brings the overhead lights back. Function, that's it for the lighting features, except for it does have the desk lights. As usual with an Accurascale model, it does have the desk lights on them. So the thing you've all been waiting for, the engine to fire up, which is function 1. So you can hear the compressor. Don't take my word on that, I don't know if it's a compressor or not, but there we go. It's a very bassy sound, very realistic sound. That Accurascale flash really does assist it with its sound. So function 2 is your brake, which just stops it instantly. Function 3 and 4 are your horns. Function 3 is a high horn, and function 4 is a low horn. And then if you switch directions you get different sounds. So, oh, another thing, when you do switch direction you get AWS and the air releasing from, there you go, and there's the air from the brakes. So moving on to function 5, that's a heavy train mode. That's basically gives it speed steps. It makes it accelerate and decelerate slower. And function 6, light loco modes, does the opposite of function 5. Drive hold just keeps at the same speed. That's function 7. Function 8 is a cold start / wheel slip. Function 9 is a two-tone horn. Very nice. And then function 10 is a carriage door slam. There you go. Function 11 is flange skill, that works going around corners and point work as well. Function 12 is a short high horn. And then function 13 is a low one. There you go. Function 14 is buffer up, so that's just, there you go, just a little, and then that. Function 15, rail joints, that randomly plays when it goes over rail joints. Function 16 is a guard's whistle. That's just in case you're pulling a passenger train, which with this one you will not be. Function 18, 19 I've already gone over, and function 24 is the cab door slam. There you go. And function 25 is the radiator fan, which just really sounds like a bloody vacuum cleaner. Function 27, I'm going to stop. Function 27, it fades out the sound. Function 28 is disable brake sound, because when it does stop it has a brake sound. Function 29 is the brake function, so that's automatic brake emergency. So that's really it for that. It's lock sound decoder, as I said, it's a special recording for Accurascale, so it's very high quality sound. So let's just give it a bit of a thrash. So it's very nice sound, very nice thrashing. I like. So just bring it back into shot. Hopefully I can demonstrate the brake sound. I can. You can just hear it squealing a little bit. So there's the brake sound again, and just switching direction one more time. So that is it for the decoder functions. Let's move on to some running shots of this model. So here we have the box of the Accurascale Class 37. It is the standard box with most Accurascale locomotives. So it's massive, the box, so let's get into it. So just getting the box here, got a plastic sleeve over it to protect that lovely matte grey box. So here you have the box, Accurascale logo in the top left corner, got a nice line drawing of the Class 37, specifically stroke 6 with the Y-pack headlights. And then you've just got basically what the locomotive is. It's an English Electric Type 3 rebuilt Class 37 stroke 6 with Y-pack headlights, 176.2 scale aero scale model. So it's standard Accurascale boxes with the locos that go out to retailers. Obviously the exclusive ones have a bit of colour onto them, especially that new yellow Peril 37. So opening the box, if I can. In fact, no, not opening the box. I forgot to do the other things on other. Right, this is. So on this end of the box, you have a very nice illustration of the Class 37. More specifically, the one in its livery, the Europhoenix. It's got a little sound icon saying it's sound fitted. Then you've got what it is: Class 37 stroke 6 locomotive, 37608 ACC 23193768 DCC Rog/Europhoenix Error 11 sound fitted. Then you've got the barcode just there. On the other side of the box, you've got the Accurascale logo on the left hand side, then the Locksound logo on the right hand side, because obviously it's a Locksound decoder. And then on this side you just have the Accurascale logo and then their website. On this side you just have their address and information about things, about how the packaging is recycled, which is obviously really nice. Now opening the box, we have me not being able to open the box apparently. Come on, there we go. There we go. I've got it. I think I've got it. There we go. So inside is just white. Nothing particularly interesting there. So the box, you got a nice layer of foam. It's thick foam actually, very thick foam. There's not good paperwork in here, so let me just quickly go find that. So foam in the box, very nice foam, always included with the Accurascale model. Very thick layer of foam on top of the model. It's very squishy, protects the locomotive. So inside you've got more foam and an ice cube. Ice cubes are a very good type of packaging and very popular. So removing the ice cube from the box, you've just got more foam and more foam at the bottom. Lots of foam rolled on the Accurascale. So the box is just your standard ice cube. There's some etched nameplates, I'll show you those later. Opening the ice cube packaging, you have where the locomotive should be. No, well, not should be, would be. It's when you get it, it's covered with this plastic, and then you have your detailing pack. So let's remove that, put the box back in there. So detailing pack, you have. My camera not being able to focus. Camera. Come on. Camera. There we go. So here you have your detailing pack. You've got a 2-piece snowplow, which is prototypical to what they specifically the Rail Operations Group 1 have, because they are fitted with the Delta 12 coupling usually, so they can't have the usual 3-piece snowplow, so they have to take the middle piece out to fit the Delta 12 onto there. You've just got more air pipes as well as the Delta coupling, which is not showing it. There's one just in there. It's just attached to a hook, and then and obviously you got the coupling. One thing that I like Accurascale to do is actually produce Delta 12 coupling that's magnetic. They do already do one, but one where it's actually connected to the hook, and then you can pose it. That's the word. You can pose the coupling. That would be a nice feature to have. So paperwork next. Paperwork. you got a lot of it. You've got here's the function list. You got lots of them, and then you've got their CV values, and then their normal values. On the back, you've just got more of those. So there's all of your lighting features, auxiliary functions, and auxiliary functions. Moving on to this, you've got a nice picture of a stroke 637 in the DRS compass livery. So this information is about where detailing goes. Well, part of it is where, so there's your snow plows, stuff. Ooh, didn't realise the centrepiece was actually separate from the two other pieces. Yeah. But yeah, you got air pipes and whatnot, and then opening it up more, you've got what type of oil and grease should be used for each part of the mechanism. It uses a 5-pole twin flywheel motor and also twin shaft motor, all-wheel pickup, and it's got stay alive. Acknowledgements, you can read those, just give you a little bit of time to read those. Then you got your warranty at the bottom, 12-month manufacturing defect warranty, and then that's where your crew goes, and that's where you can go to driver fitment basically. Opening up the little leaflet again brings you to a very thorough exploded diagram. I can't get that in shot. Oh my, is that how big it is? I can't get it in shot. Hang on, it's there. Yeah, it's massive. So you've got, oh my god, I can't get it past my tripod either apparently. So you've just got there's your bogies, and then you move up into the body mechanism, and finally all the different pieces. There's lots of them. You've got information about where the clips are too. More clips. So that's that for that piece of paperwork. We've got 2 more pieces of paperwork with this model. So moving on to that. In my 92 review, it came with an electrical warning symbol with information on the back of it. 37 gets the same. I like this. I do like this. So you must read the instructions on the card, on the reverse of this card, before operating your model. And it's just about dip switches, which I haven't been able to find. They're underneath the decoder. I'm not taking the decoder out for that, because they should be set right from factory. So if you're a bit paranoid about that stuff, you can go check by taking the decoder out, I guess. Something I'm not doing. So, and finally, the most detailed piece about this model, just kidding, that's the actual, you've got this, your operating manual, which is designed to be like an actual Class 37 operating manual. So, opening it up, you've got stuff, I guess, and then you've got the history and a driver's eye view and a very nice picture of it. That's your stroke 4. That's what I was on about before with the domino being plated over with Y-pack. Is that stroke 6 or stroke 4? Oh, it is a stroke 6. So some stroke 6s can actually apparently have those. So that's nice. And then it just gives you a bit of history about the modernised Class 36s. There's just a bit of glare on there, but if you can read that. I've had a read of this myself, so I know what's in here. And then you've got posters. I thought the thing was creased then, but it wasn't. So moving on to the next page. I actually like this manual a lot. You've got more stuff about the refurbished variations and stuff. 603 for some reason. Yeah. And then you've got that 37. Which is, what the hell? I've never seen one like that before. And then you've got DRS 37s, both being stroke. Oh, that's 607. Oh, so they're stroke 6s without the Y-packs. Moving on to this page, next page, which is page 6. you've got separate history about every single Stroke 6 Class 37 that they're making, not moving. They're obviously moving them now because they're off the production line. And then you've just got all of that stuff about the new Stroke 637s, another DRS locomotive. They're doing a lot of DRS models. There you go. And finally the Europhoenix one, which I have on my track. And then finally 37610. That's an exclusive Rails of Sheffield model. And that thing follows me around, so I didn't get a model of it. I don't want that thing on my layout. And then you've just got a picture of 608, and I believe that's 612. No, 607. Actually, not 612. That's 607 underneath 608. And then more posters. That's an English Electric one. And then you got driver's eye view stuff, I guess. And finally, to finish off this booklet, you've got another poster, and then you've got more stuff, and then you've got mug stains on the back of it. Is that when my model was made? I just think that's Accurascale June 2023, or unless that was when it was written. Which in that case, lazy. You shouldn't be writing things that late when the models come out. That's really it for the box. The box is very nice, very protective of the locomotive, and very nice things. Oh no, not the end, not the end. Etched nameplates, just in case you want them. Andromeda nameplates. And now that is it for the box. So that concludes the main part of the review, so let's move on to my final verdict of the Accurascale Class 37. So now it is time for my final verdict on the Accurascale Class 37. So this model is very detailed, very high quality mechanism as well as sound. It has a lot of quality features as well as being just high quality in general. I waited about 2 years for this model. I pre-ordered in October 2021. I feel bad for the people who pre-ordered it in 2019. So this model has definitely been worth the wait. It really does capture the shape of the 37 very well, as the sound of the 37 very well. So, unfortunately, I think batch 1, most of them have been sold out, especially of the Rail Operations Group one. I think Rails of Sheffield still have a few DRS models available, as well as Accurascale having a few of those available too. Batch 2 of the 37s is due very soon, Q2 next year. They should be in. I've got one on pre-order, 37116 in the Codus Rail Freight livery. So I can't wait for that, considering how nice the Stroke 637 was. So if you can get your hands on one of these without paying ridiculous resale prices, I had a look myself, but I'm guessing we're looking at maybe £50 to £100 more than the retail price. I'd say if you can get one from retailers, get one. Definitely get one. They are miles better than the Bachmann ones, especially the new one, in most areas, especially sound. And obviously Stroke 637's first time seeing them in RTR. So yeah, if you have the money and can get one without paying ridiculous prices for one, get one of these Accurascale Class 37s. They are absolutely amazing. So thank you for watching this review, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.